blessed ones of the nations of the world. Thus is already then Moses or say Yawsakodi of TRC, Ghana, coming your way from the land of my exile, America, where I'm being murdered in secrecy by the US government, supported by the government of Nana Addo Akufo Addo, to get me murdered in secrecy to cover up heinous crimes against Ghana, against humanity, from that land of America, where I'm being murdered barbarously against national and international law. I want to welcome you to the program Testimony New World Disorder by saying to you and I, you are welcome. Akwaba, Allen, Sahalen, Shagetam, welcome. Nganjoni, Benvindo. You are welcome. One more time. Kuso, Diwo, Tusanyo Okukulaba. Mauya, Mingalaba, Boye, Malamu, Karibu, Ekabo. No, O, Sano, Dezua, Mkwam de Hena, Mitash, Duburo, Pezalovat, Bine I, Binit. Barigalos, Vita, Iche, Ayubon, Dobridoya, Belcomen, Estan, Hozot, Walam, Anuman. Bienvenido, namaste, swagatam, kush, amandid, Baruch, haba, marhaba, wanyong haminida, wanying nyejeko, anime nyejeko, wezolo novio, wezo, akwaba to the program, Testimony New World Disorder, a program through which we get to know what is happening to Ghana, America, humanity, and the nations of the world in these times of global deception, delusion, and lies that are made up by some of the very people that we trust to be there for humanity and the nations of the world, and yet have chosen to be the very people that are dealing with us so treacherously by deception, delusion, and lies, having brought our precious world and humanity into this helpless state. Blessed ones of the nations of the world, we are not moved by what they do, but we are only moved by the word of God and what God can do on our behalf. Therefore, we want to say we are most grateful to God that by this program we are as well get to receive some divine guide, divine direction, divine insight, that we may know exactly what to do in this global wickedness being perpetrated by fellow humans against the human race. Akwaba to the program Testimony New World Disorder. We want to begin by saying we are most grateful to God that amidst total terrorism against us by the terror network members, the terrorists for Nana Addo Akufo Addo, Kenyan terrorists recruited by Nana Addo Akufo Addo, Millicent Bongo, and the household. Amidst their terror against us, we have been able to relocate to a new environment where this expose is coming to us, our very first expose from here, just like we announced to you that the expose you saw was going to be our last expose. We had to take some time to get our lighting system fixed. So we are welcome back to the program Testimony New World Disorder, humanity and the nations of the world. In this expose, we would remind ourselves that we are in Ghana. We are starting from the very fundamental stages of this issue that Ghana gets to understand what is happening to their nation, humanity and the nation get to understand what is happening to us. So we are in Ghana and we are being brought to memory about the name Okomfo Anoche and its relations with the people of Nana Addo Akufo Addo, the man that says he is the president of Ghana now. And the hatred agenda which is being pursued against me, which have resulted in this huge global agenda being perpetrated against the entire human race. It tells us about the root of hatred. We shall get to know further as we have come to this new environment. But we would also want to use this expose to stand in unity with the victims, the families of the victims of 9/11. We want to use this first expose to stand with humanity and the nations of the world. We want to stand with Iraq, Afghanistan, Pakistan, all the nations of the world, and for our suffering, which we have suffered ever since the 9/11 attacks was carried out on the soil of America against humanity. So we would use this expose for two things. One, to remind us that we are back in Ghana, and where this whole global agenda epitomizes with Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo and his cliques, together with the global cliques, where this whole global unfoldings are coming from, what is happening to your nation and it's the nations of the source of it. And then we also want to go into unity as members of the human race. We are standing with the families of the victims of 9/11 and nations that are falling casualty as a result of 9/11 thereafter. So, Akwaba to the program, Testimony, New World Disorder, Humanity and the Nations of the World. Yes, so let's go to the first part. We are in Ghana, and we have gotten to know that a long-standing rivalry that has lived on for hundreds of years, for generations and generations, between the Ashanti Kingdom and the Achems, the clan, the people of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo Addo, for a fact that, for a belief that Okomfo Anochi, a fetish priest that was of their lineage, was their member, broke away to form an alliance with the Ashantis to put the Ashantis over the Achems and the people of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo Addo. And therefore, the name of that fetish priest, which is hailed as a warrior and a great individual in Ashanti, is projected among the people of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo Addo as an accursed name. They don't want to hear it, and it's the hearing of that name brings them outrage. And so, humanity and the nations of the world. In order for Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo Addo and the pushers of this global evil to seem to reverse their rivalry, the hand or the feet of the Ashantis, the lead of the Ashanti over the people of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo Addo. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo Addo has purposed from his youthful days that his father was a ceremonial president. The prime minister then was His Excellency Kofi Abrifa Buzia, and Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo Addo's father was the ceremonial president, just like a puppet president. That's what I would say. Yeah. So, in belief that his father was once a president, whatever he would do to take over the presidency of Ghana, no matter the cost, no matter the innocent life that would cost, he must do to take over the nation Ghana, because he is the heir of the throne of Ghana, and he must sit on the throne of Ghana. Otherwise, the nation Ghana should not exist. The nation should not run. Nobody should be allowed to govern the nation. And his ruthlessness, total terrorism against the state, um, supported by global cliques who will infiltrate nations, turn one group against the other, and tear down the nation. They have been behind Nana Akufo. And being that I had a strong love and bond with His Excellency John Evans Fifi Atta-Mills, whom Nana Akufo contested with him repetitively, and could never overpower His Excellency John Evans Fifi Atta-Mills to be the president. And because of my special love for His Excellency John Evans Fifi Atta-Mills, Nana Akufo must hate me for being his Akufo Anochi, for which reason anything he must do to destroy my life and uh, become the president of the nation, he must do. And since 2005, 2006, had continued to hate me, although he doesn't know me. I'm not his family member. I don't know him anywhere. He has continued to hate me with global cliques for my love for His Excellency, the man that became the president of Ghana, His Excellency John Evans Fifi Atta-Mills. So long before His Excellency John Evans Fifi Atta-Mills became the president of Ghana in 2008, because Nana Addo Dankwa believed that I was always in support of His Excellency John Evans Fifi Atta-Mills, and I would not heap praises on him, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. I must be hated and be sought to be destroyed. With this U.S. undercover agent, they must set their agenda in the house of God to trouble the entire human race, America, Ghana, and the nations of the world. And eventually, with the support of the global cliques in America, they, after Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and his forces, internal and external, I call them the new terrorists, would not let His Excellency John Evans Fifi Atta-Mills rule, and must render Ghana, continue to render Ghana ungovernable, and eventually took out His Excellency John Evans Fifi Atta-Mills. Humanity and the nations of the world, giving us a little roots to what is happening to Ghana and what is happening to humanity. The roots is in Ghana. It dates back to generations of rivalry between the Achems and the Ashantis, which I have no part in, just like the slavery and human enslavement. Not the Ashantis or the current generation of Achems or the current generation of Ashantis have anything to do with the rivalry that happened between the Akufo Anochi's breakaway from the Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Just like slavery and human enslavement, this generation have nothing to do. We have no idea as to how that evils of slavery and human enslavement was perpetrated by some members of the human race. Yet the war is born by us. So I have nothing to do with that um, rivalry, and yet the war must be fall on me, and the hatred must be visited on me. Humanity and the nations of the world. According to the program Testimony, New World Disorder. That you understand that what I'm sharing with you is never to be taken lightly. And the history of the Ashanti, the great people of Ashanti and the Achin people would tell you that there was this man, Osaf Komfo Anoche. If you remember, my uncle's life had to be ended at the Komfo Anoche teaching hospital. This was a willful calculation by high powers, which my family had no control over. It was to teach me that how much they hate Addo Akufo Addo's people, hate me, and purpose to destroy my family, destroy the life of my children, to get to get my life, whatever destruction they will carry out against my people of Ghana, against our politicians, celebrities, my people, my pastor, all around me to get their wish, to get away with what they want to do by they taking over the throne of Ghana, they would do. Ghana and humanity and the nations of this evil was perpetrated and has been perpetrated to the point of the innocent of Ghana having been killed in the open and in secrecy, and the complexity of this whole evil is such that because it's culminated in politics and tribal, long-standing tribal rivalry, nobody can openly admit to the killing of our people, and it must be covered up and must continue to be. Ghanaians must continue to be killed politically, religiously, and in a very bizarre manner, all in hatred for me. And this evil has been just like we saw with the turning of Shiites against the Sunnis. We've seen the Tutsis against the Houthis. That is what men do. You understand? So, in the same way, these global cliques with Nana Addo Akufo continue to rip apart Ghana in secrecy and in all treachery, which is such that no diplomacy, no politics, no religion, just effort can address the issue, and the blood of our people must continue to be shared. We hope that I am the prime target until I'm eliminated from life. The blood must continue to be shared. I must be silenced and suppressed by any criminal means. Blessed ones of the nations of the world, and to our information, this evil has been perpetrated against the nation of Ghana and the people of Ghana by these global cliques and Nana Addo Akufo-Addo's terror network, the new terrorists who are in Ghana and their counterparts in America, supported by US intelligence technology and money. Humanity and the nations of the world, and nobody in the human world, not the United Nations, not the US House of Congress, the US House of Senate, not any institution in Ghana or any part of the world, not the International Criminal Court, has been able to stop this evil against the state of Ghana and against humanity because of the complexity of the issue, and I must continue to be hated. And that evil has been carried out to the elimination of His Excellency Dr. Busumu Kofi Annan. And the heinous crime of perpetrating this evil, no matter which effort of mine to international authorities, United Nations, years, US House of Congress, the US government, the government of Ghana, the National Criminal Court, and yet with impunity, everything that is called law, the evil must continue, and eventually an innocent man, His Excellency Dr. Busumu Kofi Annan, who had to be eliminated in secrecy as a result of the huge crimes being exposed when I was in Ghana and a diversionary tactic, which was enough to sway the attention of humanity, Ghanaians, from what was happening when I was in Ghana, was tactical elimination of a whole UN Secretary General. So we know that um, the evil capability of this new terrorist, no terror network of the human world compares. No terror network of the human world compares. Because they don't know whether you are a preacher, they don't know whether you are an imam, they don't know whether you are a president, they don't know, they don't care who, whether you are a diplomat, whoever you are. If they decide that they must come after you and destroy you, they do it, and nothing can stop them. They are so conscienceless not to admit to the crimes they commit. And for the fact that for years I had kept to fight peacefully, now weapon and violently, for the welfare, for the peace, the security and stability of the people, to cease the killing of my people before making my effort before international authorities, and then yet my people are continuing to be killed, and eventually the evil perpetrating to the doors of the United Nations, it was so unthinkable, mind-blowing, that, so the guy kept fighting for his people, fighting for human race, to stop this evil. Nothing was done. And eventually, a whole UN Secretary General's life has been taken in secret by this evil that have gone on against humanity for years. How can this be contained from the world coming to know? The United Nations itself has fallen victim. The only way that it could be done was to unleash total terror against me, put humanity in the situation which we have been put now, just to sway you, to sway me, to sway the human race, to scam us from knowing the truth as to the evil that is being done to the human race, the evil that is being done to my nation, Ghana, and my people, due to hatred. If the slavery and human enslavement must be paid for and it must be compensated for, there must be a reparation for. And Nana Addo Akufo must seek that. There is no way that a human race is going to allow for that compensation to be made at the expense of the secret sale of a Ghanaian, for his life to be destroyed in the interest of the US undercover agent. This that I said you would not understand, but you understand it later. I'm saying that the slavery and human enslavement, the woe thereof, fell on the entire human race, Africans, and the entire human race. Nobody in Ghana, not Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, or anybody, has the right to pay for the evil of the past with the life of another Ghanaian, because that Ghanaian does not belong to the tribe and the people of Nana Addo Akufo-Addo. A worse problem has been created due to Nana Addo Akufo-Addo's quest to reverse the rivalry, to overturn the lead, the hand of the Ashanti Kingdom that seemed to prevail against the people of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. And in so doing, what Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo was fighting for, at the expense of Ghana, at the expense of Achims, at the expense of the entire people of the nation Ghana, at the expense of humanity, he sought it by creating a worse problem. If there was any problem that Okonkwo created for his people, he sought it by creating a worse problem. Which worse problem we are beginning to know as we go on. Akwaaba to the program, Testimony, New World Disorder. Blessed ones of the nations of the world, let us remember that the same week when the world was told that His Excellency Dr. Busumuru Kofi Annan was being buried in Ghana and an empty casket has been brought to Ghana to make a fool of the Ghanaian people. They planted the empty casket on the soil of Ghana, because the Europeans are not stupid for the evil that has been done to the innocent Kofi Annan. Europeans are not stupid to give him the body. That same week, the whole world saw Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo as though he was patching for the peace of the Ashantis and the Achims. That same week, where Ghana and the world was mourning Kofi Annan, that was when the great gathering was taking place at the Flagstaff House, where His Excellency, His Royal Majesty Otumfuo Osei Tutu II, the man I called King Solomon, gathered at the Flagstaff House with the Oche Hene at the Flagstaff House. Humanity and the nations of the world, it was very necessary that there comes a lasting peace. The past between the Ashantis and Achims was put behind, that we go forward. However, what the people of Achim, or the Ashantis, the people of Ashanti and the people of Achim did not know is that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, as though he's seeking the peace of his people, he's seeking to put his people in their rightful place in Ghana. He was seeking it at the expense of the blood of a Ghanaian who does not belong to his tribe. The Ghanaian was a Brong, and therefore there is no way the Brong is an equal Ghanaian to him, and that Ghanaian's life was the one that was being trodden on the back of Okonfo Anoche, and this had been done. That evil had been done to the entering of the house of God to go kill my pastor in a bloody situation. Humanity and the nations of the world. Akwaaba to the program. Testimony, New World Disorder. This is to give us an idea that there is a history side to it. We shall go more into it, that we get a clear. Don't blame His Royal Majesty Osei Tutu, the King of Ashanti, His Royal Majesty Osei Tutu II, my king. Don't blame him. Don't blame the Ochehin. That is what politicians do. Once the power gets into their hands, they think that all the wisdom and the smartness of the world is in their hands. And they play us to do what they want to do. Blessed ones of the nations of the Akwaaba to the program, Testimony, New World Disorder. The next thing that I want to say is to the victims of the families of the victims of 9/11, America, humanity, the people of Iraq, Afghanistan, Pakistan. Let us all reflect the families of the victims of 9/11. We want to, on the behalf of the American people, on the behalf of humanity, ask the U.S. intelligence service, the FBI, their police service, the NSA, all of them, CIA, all of them, that what evil has the American people done to them? What evil has humanity done to them? That for years they were in full knowledge, they didn't know that there were secret terror cells in operation against America, and they were in full knowledge of it. Yet they watched on for a reason of politicized intelligence and allowed the 9/11 to be perpetrated against their own people, against their own nation, and against humanity on the soil of Ghana because of one evil called politicized intelligence, which not James Comey, my friend, David Petraeus, the general, can deny. John Brennan, the Supreme Court judges, His Highness John Robert and his office and all the Chief Justice, none of them can deny that the secret terror cells were in operation and the U.S. intelligence service, they knew about it. Yet they allowed it to be operated against the American people, and eventually they become a victim to that terror. What regards? What did they have for their own people? What evil did their own people do to them? For them to have colluded with foreign forces to allow that evil to be done to the American people, to the families of the victims of 9/11, and to humanity. What evil did we do to them? We want to let them think about the fact that we, the members of the human race, the people of America, the people of Ghana, we are not stupid. And we know that the Montgomery County Police, the police of the U.S., government of U.S., the CIA, the FBI, the NSA, all of them, they have 19 years on after 9/11 been fully aware that this man, Nana Addo Akufo, has continued since 2005 for his hatred for me to operate secret terror cells in America with global clicks, and now has gotten the terror network advanced with the 7/11 terrorists who have continued to operate in America for years. Not my report to the Congress, not my report to the US authorities, have been able to stop the operation of the secret terror cells, and the Ghanaian people has continued to be terrorized. The American people has continued to be robbed and have continued to be victims of the new terrorists who are operating in the soil of America. For years, the Montgomery County Police have willfully colluded with them against their own state. The FBI, the CIA, all of them, they have continued to allow the new terrorists of Nana Addo Akufo to operate in Ghana and to operate in America. Nobody has had the courage, just like prior to 9/11, 2001, that they all knew that there were terror cells in operation against America on the soil of America, and they paid a blind eye to it. the family of the victims of 9/11, America, humanity, and the nations of the world. We must all ask the police of the US, especially Montgomery County Police, Germantown, Maryland. We must ask the CIA, the FBI, the NSA, the Secret Service, all of them. What evil shall we suffer at their hands that will move them to be there for their own land and their people? They are paid, they receive income, salaries, they are resourced, equipped with taxpayer money. There are some police of the Germantown police that carry like bombs on them. That's how much they are resourced, yet without conscience towards their own state and their own people. They must collude with politicians of foreign nations and of their own nation and play their own land and their own people to enrich global terrorists, to pursue hatred, to kill one African. America and the nations of the world, Ghana, we cannot accept this willful violation of national and international law to perpetrate barbarism against an innocent African because he's an African. I don't care the false evidence, the false witnesses, criminals called unnamed witnesses, the data that has been accumulated at the US base, database, against me for being an African. I want to announce to the joy of the African people. I want to announce to the joy of humanity and the blessed people of the nations of the world that I stand in solidarity with the African people, and I would never get to marry the US and the government. I would never marry her. If it was another person of color, a Caucasian, a Hispanic, whoever, an African that perpetrated this crime that she has been used to perpetrate, maybe we shall hear racism and otherisms. Tribalism is more evil than racism. The root of racism is tribalism, and it is found in Addo and his people. And it is time for the noble people of Ghana to stand up and let tribalists and tribalism know that we are all Ashantis in Ghana. We are all Achems. We are all Voltaians. We are all Bronx. We are all Northerners. We are all of the Western region. We are all of Central region. We are all Ghanaians, and there are no more Ghanaians than any other Ghanaians. We are the people of Ghana. God bless you, and God bless my homeland, Ghana. It shall continue.